Welcome back to Crypto Spaces. Welcome back to the channel. No face in this video, faceless video today. I've already doxed myself. I see people saying, wow, I can't believe you're black. Your voice doesn't match your face. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but we're going to be talking about Banker and other projects I've spoken about on the Patreon here. Now remember, projects like Banker are, like, in my opinion, on the medium risk curve. I recently, in my previous video, talked about more, higher market cap projects like Tau, Virtual, Hyperliquid as well. Those are higher market cap projects, so they're much safer. When you start to get into projects under $1 billion, 500 million, under 100 mil market cap, 50 mil market cap, that's when you enter into more riskier territory. But I think, for example, a project like Banker is in, like, I would say in the medium level of the risk curve, right? And the other projects I'll talk about are on the way higher risk level of the risk curve. But, the more risk you take, that way you increase your upside, right? The people that, bought projects in 2024 on projects under 10 million, 5 million market cap and held those, Bonk was at 10 to 20 mil market cap, went to 4 or 5 bill market cap. PopCat went from less than $1 million market cap to 2 billion market cap. Dog with Hat Whiff. Everyone remember these meme coins on Solana, right? Whiff was less than $1 million market cap, and they had people that bought it before the exchange listings, etc. And then they went on to 4 to 5 billion market cap. Not saying the projects I'm talking about are going to those types of market caps, for example, because I think we're in a space now where, like, we're entering, in my opinion, maybe, like, I would say, diminishing returns. Now that could change when we see the Clarity Act, we see the liquidity floodgates open, when we see lower interest rates, etc. And projects like Banker could get to 500 mil to $1 billion market cap, if not more. I think that's possible. But lower cap projects could also make moves around 10x, 20x, from $1 million market cap to 10, 20, 50 mil market cap, 100 mil market cap, and then they start to get the tier 1 exchange listings. That's, that is also possible, right? No matter what market conditions we're in, right? So I bring projects to the channel that I think will have opportunity. I think Banker is one of those projects, right? Why do I like Banker so much? It falls into the AI infrastructure sector, and they're actually building out utility here. As you can see right here, update with Quotient. Excited to be live with Banker. Banker builders can now go give their agents access to Quotient HQ, which is a signal for AI agent research. Interesting. So intelligence across 1,200 plus prediction markets on Polymarket. So it's an X402 system with Quotient and also prediction market platform. And you have Banker partnering with Quotient, right? So that's pretty cool to see, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, for example, Banker is not just a static meme coin, right? There's actually something of value here. So that's why I'm like, okay. For example, there's other meme coins on the market right now that are on Coinbase that a lot of people love, but I don't think those projects are going to make their moves first, right? I think it's going to be the AI sector and the real world asset RWA sector, and maybe the deepen sector, right? I'm going to do my best to find to make a top 5 or best undervalued deepen projects maybe in the next video after this, right? Yeah, so I think AI agent infrastructure, AI projects are going to do extremely well, similar to how they've been doing from 2023. Remember, 2023 we got FET Render, we got all these great AI projects. We got on-chain AI on Solana as well that did extremely well, and I think that's just going to continue as crypto progresses, right? Crypto and AI are go hand in hand. Also, we talked about the API that was built where you could literally long or short through the Banker bot through Hyperliquid, right? So you don't even have to be on Hyperliquid anymore. As long as you have a Banker wallet, you could long or short any project that is listed on Hyperliquid using the Banker bot API. You just have to type on X, act Banker bot, 10x short on Bitcoin, 10x long on Bitcoin, etc., on Ethereum, etc., right? Through Hyperliquid, right? For the people that trade. Trade as far as like perp trading. I don't do perp trading, but this is pretty cool stuff that they're building here. This is pretty cool stuff that the Banker team has built out. Take a look at the Banker chart right here. As you can see, still showing a lot of strength, man. just a bit under my first entry that I made before it had its parabolic move to 100 mil market cap that it did in the past. That was in February. Made a move to 111 mil market cap, right? In February, right? When I talked about it on the channel, it was around 35 mil market cap. So that was a few X's. Like I said, if you're going to be interested in the project now, I was telling people, hey, don't FOMO into it. When it was making that massive run, I was like, don't FOMO in. Be patient, right? So if you are thinking about entering the project now would be a good time to start your DCA into the project. I'm still with my thesis that a million banker, it's not over investing here. It's not, breaking the bank. I think a million banker tokens is a great bet to make. And again, I see the potential of 500 mil to a billion market cap for banker when we enter the next bullish alt season or alt phase. Right now, it feels like it's almost impossible for that to happen. Obviously, there are majors that are doing well. Like I mentioned before, Tau and Hyperliquid are doing great as far as majors go. But, for the people that have, in my opinion, smaller portfolios, right, you have exposure to the majors, 50% of your portfolio, 60%. But that other 40%, 30% could be have exposure to lower caps for, potentially more upside, right? That way you could take $1,000 portfolio, same way people did it in 2024, 2023, on smaller market cap projects. You could take $1,000 to $5,000 and potentially turn that to six figures. But you're going to have to increase your risk on the risk curve, right? You're going to have to, in my opinion, have the exposure to majors, and then work your way down the risk curve, right? And less exposure for the more riskier projects, right? So banker in a good spot in my opinion. Next project, ROBOTMONEY. I spoke about ROBOTMONEY a few times already. I think this thing is gonna do pretty well, man. I would not, fade Lex here, Lexacolin. I would not fade him. He's a previous CMO at Consensus. This is MetaMask, guys. MetaMask is one of the leading Web2 wallets. I still use MetaMask to this day to hold like my, on-chain based projects, on-chain Ethereum projects, right? And, have my hardware wallet hooked up to MetaMask, right? So, again, I would not fade Lexacolin here. I think they have a nice vision here. Just take a look, just do your research on him, right? He's a docs guy. Now, obviously, projects like ROBOTMONEY are going to be way more higher risk. So say, for example, you get a 3 to 4x on the project, de-risk, okay? Be smart, take out your initials with some profits, and then you hold the rest for a potential move to Valhalla because, crypto is very unpredictable. And these types of projects, if you take a look at ROBOTMONEY, what they're building with their utility here to be the on-chain, I've talked about it multiple times, on-chain treasury for agents, on-chain wallets for agents, right? I think it's going to have, a potential for good upside here. Now, the ceilings for these projects may be way more limited, or I could be wrong and this thing goes to crazy high valuations. That's possible. It's the same way that, people didn't expect, Popcat and WIF to go to billions of market cap. Bonk. They didn't expect those things to go to billions of market cap. But if you were strategic in your trading, maybe you got in the projects and you got a 5x, 10x, you took some profits and then just said, okay, I'm gonna hold this for how much ever long the Valhalla train goes for, right? And then boom, all of a sudden, you held the profits that you have in some of the profits, and then you have multi-billion-dollar coins. So then your tiny investment or smaller investment, makes pretty much life-changing gains, right? Those types of moves are only possible by being strategic, right? So ROBOTMONEY here sitting at 1.3 mil market cap, 180k in volume. As you can see, it's still holding up pretty well, right? It's still holding up pretty well from when I first spoke about it at a million market cap. And we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see what happens here. Again, smartest way to go about it. I'm not saying break the bank on any project. You got less than a couple $100, $100, and then you get a 3 to 4x. Take some of those profits, take out your initial, then you leave in a potential moon bag, because you could see 10 mil market cap, 50 mil market cap, 100 mil market cap, billion market cap. That could happen. What's to say it won't happen, right? But if you take out your initial and you're in profit, take out some profits, your initials, you're protected. You don't have to worry about much, right? Same thing with GSD on Solana. I think this is one of the most undervalued AI projects on Solana, and I typically don't trade on Solana, right? But again, why do I find this interesting? Well, I did my research. I'm presenting projects that have some type of value here. I'm not just giving you guys projects that are, you know, meme coins like PEPE coin, right? I'm not talking about projects like that, right? If you take a look at, you know, GSD's GitHub here, 46, so it was at 44,000 stars when I talked about it before. Now it's at 46,000 stars, right? They're actual coders and builders, right? AI devs that use Claude, Anthropic, etc., that are using these coding tools in GSD to create their apps, to create their apps. You know, the next Meta, right? The next Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, etc. may be coded through the GSD protocol, right? And their GitHub code. That's just going to be beneficial for the project at large. And the founder, another Lex, which is very funny. It's very funny that it's another Lex as well. Two Lexes, man. Right here we have the founder of GSD, Lex. Right here is the GSD founder, showing the, you know, just the explosion in the GitHub stars, people that are using the GSD code. Again, I'm not presenting, you know, tiny 50K market cap meme coins, pee coin. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm presenting undervalued AI projects where I do the research on them. You know,
for a variety of reasons. You could make it work, but it wasn't very observable. You know, one of the things that's so nice about this is, as you can see there in the video, you can watch it work. It's not a black box that you do get a lot of time with people doing like Ralph loops and stuff. The issue is that it's this kind of black box thing where you don't really feel like you're involved in the process.
Now, these type of projects, however, are way higher risk, right? So that's why I'm saying never overinvest, never invest more than you're willing to lose. Sitting under $1 million market cap though. So again, 5x move, 10x move, maybe it goes to $1 billion market cap. I think it's possible because they had a project that I spoke about in the past. There was in 2024, man. I just hope we could get, I know hope is not a strategy, but it would be fantastic if we could get a repeat of that for multiple years, man. Let everyone become millionaires. But AI16Z on GitHub, you see how, you know, GSD has 46,000 stars. AI16Z got around to 16,000 stars, right? And if you take a look at the market cap that it went to, from less than nothing in market cap, from less than $1 million in market cap, guys, went all the way up to 2.5 billion in market cap, right? Because, you know, the coders, you know, started to use the AI16Z code, etc., and then a ton of building took place on it. And all of a sudden, you know, the revenue that the team generated from this was able to help the chart so much, and then you had that massive move. Since then, it's migrated to another project and they're still building, but you know, again, something similar could take place here. So that's why I'm talking about these projects on my channel, right? It's my channel. I could talk about projects that I think are interested, because once I'm right, just like Venice, VVV, I talked about Venice at $1.40, and right now VVV right now, look at this, man, still strong, still one of the strongest AI projects, right? And I talked about this at $1.40, and it's at $6.32 right now. You know, I'm talking about projects that, you know, have something going for it, right? Not just static meme coin, some type of utility, some type of AI, you know, some type of AI use case, because I think the AI sector is going to just continue to explode. You see Venice here, VVV doing fantastic, right? From $1.40, I talked about this. I'm still shocked at that, man, because like I said, the video got like 50 views. And this thing probably goes to like $10, $20, $50 in the future. It's possible, right? So again, that's all I'm doing with the channel. I'm trying to see, I'm doing my best to find opportunities and present them to you guys. So that was pretty much it, you know, just a simple video today. No crazy editing in this one. Next video I make is going to be about deepen projects, which is, in my opinion, going to be a great sector as well. So as always, none of this financial advice. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the videos, really helps out. And also join my Patreon as well. I have a public Discord that you guys could join, a free Discord that you could, you know, everyone could talk there as well. But if you want to have like one-on-one talks with me, you know, any help, I'll drop everything I'm doing for you guys to make sure that, you know, I tell you guys when I buy a project, when I sell it, when I take profits. Just gonna do my best to help in a way that all of us could win. So the Patreon is $5 a month, right? And then you'll see the benefits there as well. But it's basically one-on-one tutoring and help with anything you need in the space, man. So as always, thank you so much. Remember, this is just entertainment purposes, educational purposes, not financial advice. And I'll catch you in the next one.